before we get started, I would like to thank you, by the way. You went to West Point and you served, and I'd like to thank you for your service.
Well, we're doing this on Tuesday. Army plays Navy on Saturday, so beat Navy.
Yeah, beat Navy. Yeah, I'm with you. So if you would, take us through this. Tell us what you're seeing, from your perspective, the appraisals. How can we help our clients, get to the end and get to the closing as efficiently as possible?
Okay, well, we're in the appraisal management business, which means we're in the mortgage business. We serve lenders.
Right.
Now, my particular specialty is with residential appraisals and the management of residential appraisals, but some of what I'm saying would carry over to commercial appraisals as well. But I think the key thing to know is we are living in extraordinary times. The amount of volume that we're seeing is unprecedented. In fact, I looked up some statistics from the FHA, and they said that we're doing record volume. Almost 700,000 units per month is being uploaded into UCDP. Now, UCDP is not the be-all and end-all, but it does make a good benchmark for how much business is going on and measuring the changes in the need for appraisals over time. And they said that the level we're at now is the highest ever. It's record volume. And that's being done by the same number of appraisers that were uploading reports to UCDP when they started the system in 2013. So in 2013, the same number of appraisers were uploading about 10 reports a month. And by 2018, that was up to 13 appraisals per month. Last year, it averaged 16 per month. In the first half of this year, it was at 17 and a half per month. And then last month, it was up to 20 per month. So what's happening is appraisers are literally being asked to do more appraisals than they have time to get to. Now, at the same time, the conditions under which they're having to complete these reports, especially the inspections, is more difficult than it's ever been before. At my firm, where we assign thousands of these reports a month to appraisers all across the nation, in addition to all the things we've asked them to do in the past, we've also given them COVID protocols that we insist that they follow. And there are a number of protocols, but there are three which are the most important as far as we're concerned. And number one is we insist that they contact the occupants or the borrowers in advance by phone or by email and schedule an interview with them, gather as much information as possible before they ever even go to the property so that they can minimize the amount of time, the amount of exposure once they get to the property. One of the things they are required to do is ask the occupants if anyone there has been ill or if anyone has been exposed to COVID-19. If the answer to those two questions, either of those questions is yes, then they have to they have to put the appraisal inspection on hold until they can get a negative COVID test done from the people, or until those people have quarantined for long enough so that it'll be safe to go in and do the inspection. So both the occupants of the homes and the appraisers are concerned about exposure to COVID.
Sure.
So those are things that tend to make the process more difficult and more time consuming. Another thing we ask the appraisers to do is to get in advance, have the occupants of the home open all doors in the home and turn on all lights. And then we ask the appraiser to always wear a mask the entire time and gloves. And the occupants of the home need to either be masked the entire time, or we want the appraiser to ask them to step outside. So these are some difficult things to have to ask that nobody had to do in the past.
Makes sense, yeah.
So, because of that, you can expect extended turn times and, in many cases, higher fees than you would have expected to pay a year ago. Now, nobody likes that. We don't like that. We try to make the cost and the turn time as predictable as possible, but it's also important that we tell our lenders what to expect, realistic expectations. And so it does no good to say, yeah, it'll be a one-week turn time when the turn times in that area are averaging twice that. And we're seeing 50 to 100% longer turn times now than we saw even earlier this year. The appraisers can only accept so many orders. Some of these appraisers are getting 30 or 40 orders per day, and they can only accept 4, 5, 6 at the most. Yeah. And so what that means is that they're going to either give you extended delivery dates, or they're going to ask for more money. And so it's important that you get that information, that whoever is scheduling this for you, whether you're doing it in-house or you're sending it to an appraisal management company like us, gives you honest, forthright information and communicates in a timely fashion. So what should you do as a lender given all this information? Well, for one, be patient. Screaming does not make the process go faster. And in some cases, if you're abusive enough, even our firm sometimes says, I'm sorry, we can't do business with you anymore. So be patient, but more importantly, from the beginning, make sure you control your client expectations. Find out what's realistic in the current market environment. Do not overpromise. Tell people what a realistic expectation is. It will not do you any good in the long run if you give them a rosy picture to get them locked into a deal and then you can't deliver. And then consult, if you're using an appraisal management company, consult with your AMC frequently and find out what are the realistic turn time expectations in the market that the property's in. What are the fee experiences like right now? Oftentimes, you'll need to get a quote in advance to make sure that you can properly control expectations and not overpromise. What should you expect if you're using an appraisal management company or an appraisal firm? What is realistic to expect from the AMC? One is a realistic estimate of the current turn times. That information is available. Frequently, a lot of firms are a little bit hesitant about sharing it, but you have a right to know what the market is, and if they're a good firm, they'll share that information with you. You should expect prompt notification of any issues having to do with fees or delivery delays. At my firm, we have a slogan. We deliver good news fast and bad news faster. Things will not always go smoothly. Frequently, there will be problems. This is not really a cookie cutter business, and so there are going to be issues. What's important is that when there is an issue, you're notified as early as possible and you get explanations of why there are issues so that you can share that with your borrowers, and then everybody's going to feel better about it and your chance of keeping the business goes up. So that's basically what's going on in the market today, and I hope that that helps.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you would, how do they get in contact with you? Your phone number?
My phone number is 817-584-2254. My name's Gary Hale. I'm with Axis Appraisal Management Solutions. My email address is ghale@axis-amc.com.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
And hopefully the recording was good enough. I thought it was a beautiful day. We're here in Austin, and so we're here at a coffee shop. So hopefully the audio was good. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Bye.
Beat Navy.
Beat